Hey everyone, welcome back to the Coach's Corner here on the NEI Volley Report. I'm your host, Danny Mesquita. Today we're joined by head coach Madeleine Halford. She is the head coach at Texas A&M-Texarkana. Coach has restarted the program in 2022. She has guided the Eagles to back-to-back regular season championships, a tournament champion, and a national tournament qualifier. Coach, thank you so much for joining me today. How are things down in Texarkana?
Everything's good. Just enjoying the summertime and the time off.
Getting ready for those girls to get moved back in. I'm sure you're excited for that.
It always comes maybe a little bit too quickly, but I am excited. Yes.
Let's talk about your journey getting into volleyball. For those who may not know your story, how did volleyball first become an interest in your life?
I think I started club volleyball when I was like in the 5th or 6th grade at my local club and have been playing ever since. Club and school ball and then college and then coaching right out of college.
Yeah, and is there any lessons from your playing careers that you took with you that you instill in your coaching career?
For sure. I feel like I learned a lot of what I want and what I don't want to be as a coach and the good, bad, and the ugly. And take that with me every single day and learn and adapt. And yeah, I'm very grateful for everybody who has taught me along the way.
And you mentioned that you started coaching fresh out of college. When did you start envisioning coaching as a career rather than just like, hey, yeah, I can coach a club team or a youth team? When did it start becoming something that you wanted to, you know, pursue for yourself?
I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do when I was in college, to be honest with you. I had the opportunity to play overseas after my college career
Oh,
or go into coaching, and kind of it was hard to choose, but I chose the coaching path, and it was the best decision I've ever made. So, yeah.
yep. And some that may not know, you helped restart the program or start the program at John Wood Community College down in Quincy, Illinois, or up in Quincy, Illinois. What did that experience teach you about building a program from scratch?
It taught me everything I need to know very quickly. How to be adaptable, what to do, what not to do, to be patient, a lot of patience. Yeah, I feel like I was kind of thrown to the wolves a little bit, but it was the best track for me, the biggest challenge, and I really love a challenge. So yeah, it was a very good experience and difficult.
Yeah, and not a lot of coaches can say like I built a program from the bottom up. Some of them could inherit a good program, some of them could flip a program around, but you're able to start yourself and building it back. But when you're starting a program, what are some of the first things that you're focused on establishing when you get there?
Make sure the institution and the athletic department is ready to go. Like, are we ready to support these student athletes and make sure that this is a welcoming environment? And are they going to have patience, for our program as well? And then, of course, getting all the equipment, everything we need for volleyball, and then start recruiting, bringing all the girls in, and picking the right pieces for what I want to build, and making sure that yeah, they're ready to go and they're really excited just like everybody else is. And yeah, it's been a really good experience starting brand new
Yeah.
programs.
Let's fast forward to 2022. I mean, that experience you took with you to A&M Texarkana. You guys started that program in 2022. What did you envision for the Eagles when you stepped foot on campus?
Again, I knew what I wanted with already starting a brand new program. I knew what to do, what not to do. I learned a lot from that previous experience. But I wanted a winning culture. I wanted a winning program. I was so excited to start establishing a team and a program that lasted, the 4 years instead of the turnover every 2 years or every
Yeah.
year like a junior college does. So I was really excited about that aspect and building, like actually building and being with these girls for 4 years until they graduate. So I was really excited about that aspect.
Yeah, and in your first year for the Eagles, you guys had double-digit wins. What did that inaugural season set for future success?
They were so excited about being a part of the first program. Being the first is so exciting and something really special to be a part of. So just that excitement and enthusiasm being a part of a program that they get to put their own imprint on that sets a standard already. That sets the excitement for everybody in the community and the institution. And so, yeah, that was a really good experience for everybody. And it really started, I guess, just the excitement surrounded by the new volleyball program on campus.
And after each year, you guys have grown just a little bit more and more and more. But in those 4 years or the 4 seasons that you've had for the Eagles, when did you start noticing a turning point for the Eagles that you're kind of like, we're kind of getting going? This is what I want to see. When did that point happen?
I kind of look back to as early as year two.
Okay.
Year one, we were ranked last within our conference, but we ended up third within our conference. So that was amazing just in year one. And then year two, we won 25 matches and we ended up third within our conference as well, but we beat the number one seed. So we got a taste of what we really could be and playing at that higher level. So I feel like year two, beating that number one seed and getting 25 wins under our belts after year one, I feel like that was a turning point for us for sure.
Yeah, we'll talk about the success and the ever-growing trajectory that you guys are going. And, like I mentioned, in season one, you guys had 15 wins. You just mentioned in season two, you guys had 25 wins. And in 24, you had that taste of being that number one seed. So you guys were able to be the Red River regular season champions. And then this past year, you guys were regular season champions, tournament champions, and you guys had a national berth. Looking at that progression, what stands out the most to you?
So much. I don't know if there's like one thing that I can pick out, but just the experiences that my student athletes have been able to have with one another has been really special. And again, yeah, getting those wins and championships under our belts, I feel like every student athlete dreams of winning a championship, but only a few get to actually do it. So having my girls be able to experience that for themselves is beyond special. And I'm forever grateful for those experiences and for those girls and super excited for them.
Especially doing it in year three just talks about, the coaching culture that you have there along with the athletes there as well. But what has been the biggest factor behind all that success over there for the Eagles?
I feel like team leadership. Leadership that doesn't just come from me or my coaching staff. We have had fantastic captains on our team. And if you're unable to, or if you only have leadership on the sidelines, you're only going to be so successful. You're not going to get the success that really maybe that you're dreaming of. But when you have the right pieces leading on the court, that's when you're going to have that success. And I feel like we found that, especially this year with our leadership. And so all to them for sure. They did a fantastic job.
And this last season, you guys had multiple All-Americans, conference award winners, regional winners as well. What allowed your athletes to develop at such a high level?
I feel like the teammates that surround them, I feel like our team is very, very supportive of one another and everyone's successes. And so when student athletes feel that love surrounding them and that enthusiasm, then it's easy to win. It's easy to, not easy. Okay. Obviously it's not easy, but when they're able to feel that support around them and that trust, then it's easier to obtain for sure. And I feel like we definitely had that, and all the awards are shared. You can't do it as an individual. You can't do it by yourself. And I feel like our team really, really knows that. And so everybody is honored for everybody, for everything that they've achieved individually.
Yeah, you talk about the selflessness there for the Eagles, but when you talk about the best years that you've coached, what traits do they consistently share?
I'd say good leadership for sure. Good strong mental state, being able to be a high class individual and being a competitor in the classroom, on the court, and just leading in every possible way that they possibly can. And that could be verbally communication, or that could be, hey, they know that we need to get on the ball, and then it doesn't scare them to do that. They're like, they want that. That's their competitive side, and that's their drive. And being able to lean on one another and being that person to lean on, that takes a lot. It takes a load, but I feel like that self-confidence is definitely needed for sure.
Yeah, we talked about the success on the court quite a bit, but let's talk about success off the court. Your team almost across the roster almost earned some type of honor roll recognition. You guys boasted a 3.6 GPA for the Eagles. How important is academic success within your program?
It's huge. The main goal is to get these girls graduated and set up for the future. I think I've been very, very lucky to have student athletes who care just as much as their academics as their athletics. So very fortunate in that. We have genius individuals and they take each thing that they're doing very seriously. So very happy in that and proud of them for that. But the main thing is graduation, and they know that. They know volleyball isn't forever and that they're setting themselves up for the future and their careers and, maybe something more important for their lives, so they understand that they're just not a volleyball player, that, they're there for other reasons as well.
Yeah, and how do you create that culture? Is it study tables? Is it the culture that you built there for the Eagles to make sure that these athletes strive for excellence both on the court and off the court as well?
Yeah, so we do study tables. Kind of what we've done in the past is freshmen have mandatory study tables. Everybody else, if they are verging on a low seed, then we're going to get them into study tables.
Okay.
As a college athlete, I never liked to be in the library for 6 hours a week, especially if you were doing what you needed to be doing and didn't need that extra help or whatever it may be. So if you're doing what you need to be doing, great. I'm not going to make you sit in the library for so many hours. I don't think that's very fair. But if we need that extra help, then we're going to get that for you. And then freshmen, of course, it's the first year of college. We got to set the standard and make sure they're doing what they need to be doing, especially with this new experience. But like I said, I've been really lucky with great girls who really value their academics just as much as athletics.
Yeah, and we'll talk about, Texarkana, where it's you guys are in Texas, one of the strongest volleyball regions in the country. What stands out the most when you're recruiting, when you're evaluating?
Yeah, Texas is huge for sure. Like, great volleyball community, so many great student athletes. But I'd say we definitely look at character. We look at what their body language is on the court. Are they cheering? Are they communicating? Just how are they reacting to certain things? I think body language is definitely huge for sure, and that communication aspect. Other than athletics, of course, but I'd say that's one of the main things that I look at.
Yeah, and for families and recruits listening, what kind of advice would you give them that if they want to either go the NEI route or just stand out to a coach? What are some advice that you would give them?
Be a great teammate. No matter if you're having, the best game of your life or the worst game of your life, be a good teammate. And again, that comes along with body language, that comes along with cheering and communication and those high fives and, spreading the love and support to your teammates, whether you feel like you're doing your best or you're not. So that's really important. And that's what we chirp and we harp for our girls as well. We're going to be great teammates to one another. And I feel like that's why we've been so successful, because they genuinely enjoy one another. They genuinely like one another. They might not all be the best of friends, but they're great human beings to one another. And when they have that commonality on the court and they know that they have that support from one another, then we're going to be successful. So we're definitely looking for student athletes like that.
Yeah, and what do you think families and recruits most often misunderstand about the NAI volleyball community?
I feel like sometimes they don't know the NAI volleyball community as well as that they should. NAI is just as good, sometimes even better than the big name that they hear in the NCAA. High quality academics, high quality athletics, and they're going to get a great experience at an NAI program, and they should definitely give it a chance.
Yeah, and going into year 5, looking ahead for the future for the Eagles, what excites you the most about Texas A&M, Texarkana volleyball?
I'm excited to see what goals we set up for the future. We're very lucky. We set goals just like any other program, at the beginning of the year or mid-year, whatever it may be. We talk about those goals a lot, but we've been very fortunate that we've hit majority of our goals, especially last year. Last year was unheard of. We set many goals at the beginning of the season, and we hit every single goal by the end of the year, and that was amazing. And so I'm really excited to see what goals my girls come up with this year, and to see where their mindset is and what they're wanting to accomplish, and see if we can go do that again.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll get to see you down in Sioux City next year. But waking up every day in Texarkana after building, that successful program for the Eagles, what's to motivate you to get out of bed and still be the head coach for those Eagles?
Yeah, coaching in general, I love a challenge. I want to be challenged in my daily life. I never want to settle or feel stagnant, and I preach that to my girls as well. I feel like if you don't feel challenged, you're probably not growing as an individual. But my girls, my team, the athletic, the competition, the competitiveness, that's what drives me. I love it. Like I said, I love the challenge. I love my team. I love my girls, and I want to see them succeed, and seeing them succeed is the biggest honor, of them all. So that's what excites me every day, for sure.
Well, Coach, it was phenomenal getting to hear an insight about the Eagles down in Texarkana. Now, before we go, where can we find the Eagles on social media?
Volleyball, we go to Instagram at TAMU. Whoa, let me start over. TAMUT _VB. And then our athletic websites are on Facebook and Instagram as well at TAMUT _athletics.
Perfect. Make sure everybody watching, give them a follow. Also, for everybody watching, make sure you follow the NAI Volley Report on all things social media platforms at NAI Volley Report. Check out our new website at naivolleyreport.com. Coach, thank you so much for doing this interview, and we will see you this fall.
Thank you so much.